there's a hierarchy of needs that every human being needs, food being one of the very basic ones. And if those initial needs aren't met, then that person or community are unable to move towards the next needs in the level.
Access to healthy food is a human right. It's enshrined in the UN Declaration of Human Rights. It's a right that Canada has adopted as an aspirational right, is the right to food. So it's about the ability to be able to purchase food or to have access to the resources to produce your own food, so that it's a dignified right.
I believe that Manitobans can help food insecurity by helping at their local food banks, by helping at a soup kitchen, and take away the stigma of people that are suffering from food insecurity.
At a community level, access to healthy food then is also about thinking about what are all the resources at a community level that could support people in provisioning and accessing healthy food. So it could be grocery stores, it could be farmers markets, community gardens.
Rainbow Community Gardens, for example, which is a grassroots initiative. Each of the families was saving at least $100 on groceries every month.
I would love people have more accessible to garden around Winnipeg.
A lot of the very successful programs are the ones that are community grown and community owned.
I run a lot of programming, like after school programming, where I feed the kids, right? So then I come do a big shop here in Winnipeg, and then I just keep the food back home. But I can't buy a bunch of fruit and keep them for the month. My dream is to start our own greenhouses. That way we can create our own vegetables and share with the communities around us.
If we're thinking outside of cities, it's about also access to land and territory to go and provision wild foods and to hunt.
For thousands of years, we ran our own communities, our own societies in a way that allowed us to be some of the healthiest people in the world. The only time that wasn't the case was when we were colonially ruled by Canada. So I think by removing that and allowing us to control our own societies again, I think that would definitely give us the space to improve food insecurity.
To listen to communities and make sure their voice is heard and make sure that they have the resources, not only financially, but also the human resources and the training in order to make sure that their own solution come to life.
In terms of enhancing food security and thinking about policy and systems change, this isn't only about what foods are being produced or what we eat, but also how are decisions made about the food system. And so the Winnipeg Food Council, the Brandon Food Council, they're examples of this rise in citizen and civil society interest in food. It's really important to think about the way in which food interconnects with all sorts of other systems. So we need to be thinking about the interconnections among agriculture and health and trade and environment. And so addressing food security is very much about thinking about supportive income policies, about addressing housing, about addressing transportation needs.
Being able to provide kids nutrients and a safe place to eat is an investment in our future.
There's a space in our society where people don't get treated with dignity, and I think we can move that needle together, and that starts with people who are food secure and don't live in poverty, looking at themselves and what they can do for someone who is, and reaching out to help, or just treating them better, right? Treating your neighbors as you'd want to be treated.